everybody. Train Sim Mod 5 is finally here, and I am so excited to bring this to you. I've been playing it quite a lot. I've just finished 8 hours of streaming, and I want to bring you guys just a video on how I'm feeling about it whilst doing conductor mode. I effing love it. Like, you might see, we've only done 5 services and 4 scenarios. We've done more than that. We've been going around the map. There's services we didn't complete because the game just ended up freezing. But yeah, we're going to be doing conductor mode in today's video in a branded London North Western Railway train, instead of obviously the base one, which isn't branded. Fingers crossed this works. Last time I tried it, it did not work, which is a bit annoying. But we're going to be doing the 7:52 service from London Euston to Tring, which is 2 Tango 13. I tried doing this earlier, it did not work. It would spawn me at Tring if I tried London Euston, or if I tried Tring to London Euston, it would spawn me at Tring. So fingers crossed, it's now working. I've closed my game since. But yeah, it is early access. Things will... yeah, maybe we're going to have to do it different. Hello there, everybody. We are going to be doing 1 Bravo... what's it? 1 Bravo what again? Sorry, I cannot remember. But yeah, we're going to be doing the 8:22 service from London Euston all the way over to Bletchley. One thing I've noticed is that the game does not really allow you to use your custom liveries for the routes when it comes to conductor mode. So hopefully, don't worry about that. I didn't find earlier. We're just gonna break the rules. So we gotta get over here quick. Hopefully that's fixed for day 1. But yeah, we're going to be doing the 8:22 service to Bletchley. Should take around about 52 minutes. So yeah, you open the doors, and then you press door release, and then you basically load the passengers. You keep an eye out, basically, just make sure the train and the platform's clear. We'll be calling at Harrow and Wheedleston, Watford Junction, Hemel Hempstead, Berkhamsted, Tring, Leyton, Buzzard, and also Bletchley in this service. Also, a precursor to how I do this, I like to kind of follow real life. So normally LNWR, I do about 30 seconds to close the doors. I do about 15 seconds to close the main doors, and then I close my door around about 5 seconds before. So for example, wait till 8:24. So around about 5 seconds before that, I close my door, which you may see. Where's the door? Close local door. It's not on there. You basically take the card key out. So yeah, we've got only 1 ticket to check. Sometimes it can be a bit annoying in this case. So what you do, as we've only got 1 ticket, check the today's date, so they've got correct, and then you check valid from. So we've just got on at London Euston, and they're going to Tring, which is correct, which you say perfect, thank you. Basically, if the date, the terminus station does not match up, if it's before or after the date, there's also, it's not all the same stations on the route that you notice that are incorrect. You also notice random junctions or other stations around the UK. I kind of got confused earlier, thinking there was a German station that they were trying to get to, but it actually wasn't. The lights are on, it's just a bit darker in other places. But yeah, like I said, we're stopping at Harrow and Wheedleston, Watford Junction, Hemel Hempstead, Berkhamsted, Tring, Leyton, Buzzard, and our terminating stop at Bletchley in today's video. But yeah, guys, obviously I have been playing quite a lot of TSW5, a lot of West Coast Mainline South. as of recording this, I will be playing or streaming Frankfurt to Fulda on the same day. This will probably come out as soon as I edit this. In all fairness, I'll probably upload it, make a thumbnail. But yeah, obviously there's times where you're not going to have any at all. Like you might, for example, you get some passengers on at Milton Keynes. You don't check until after Bletchley. Same with Watford Junction, and check them with Bushey if you come into London Euston, and vice versa. Could just be because obviously they're quite immediate stations. So that's most of the case. I'm surprised I didn't check most people that are on the train. There's quite a lot on the train. Like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 25, 26, 28, 30, 31, 33, 35, 39, 42, 41, 43, 44 in just this one carriage alone. And obviously you're not going to check every single person's ticket, because unless you're really fast, you might not necessarily see that. Like you have stops which, for example, you do check every single like 22 tickets, and obviously you got to clear the gangways of any items blocking the gangway itself, as you can't necessarily always walk through that. But yeah, you can sit up here with the other driver of the train. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I think I've done more conductor mode than driving itself. In all fairness, I've probably done in that stream today probably about 3-4 lots of conductor mode, and then I've done. Actually, no, that's incorrect, because I've done 5 services and 4. So yeah, the 5 services don't include the conductor mode. So yeah, I've done 5 services, 4 scenarios, and 4 conductor modes as well. So I've done a variety of stuff. But yeah, we're just about to pass Queen's Park. No, that's South Hampstead. Don't matter, I am wrong. But yeah, obviously, I would be doing a Class 710 video on the Lioness line, but we've got to wait to the full release for that to happen. So in the immediate time, I may do a Goblin line video. It's a big may. It might not happen until then. I am quite interested though, because obviously we're going to. Where does the? Oh yeah, it just comes up next to goes around the sidings here. Yeah. I can't. It's been a while since I've done the Lioness line or the Watford DC. Last time I did it was on the Watford Junction, West Coast Main Line itself. As we're being passed by another 350. I do not know how we're being passed by this 350. In all fairness, I think we departed sooner, but they're probably on the fast line and we're on the slow line. Because we're currently doing just under 70 mile an hour. Probably around about 67, 78, 68. But yeah, they're just slightly pulling away. Wonder where's that service going to? Is it going to Bletchley as well? Birmingham New Street. So that'll be heading direct, most likely, to Milton Keynes, which I love the variety on this route. Obviously, you've got services which are express to Milton Keynes. That might just stop at Watford Junction, or maybe not even stop at Watford Junction. You've got services which stop at Harrow and Wealdstone, and then Bushey, and then basically every stop up to Milton Keynes Central. I don't think there's any services yet that stops at the full route. If you want a reminder how many stations there's 28 in total. That's obviously including the main line. We've got another 350 passing us. The main line, the Lioness line, and also Bakerloo line, which is also included in that. In theory, there's 29 stations, but one's just marked off, but it is on the map and you can access it, and that's Kilburn Park, which is the first underground line station on the Bakerloo, coming from Harrow and Weedleston. That's the only station which you can get to that isn't actually stated on the route itself as a selling point. If you go anywhere further than that, I'm going to put a little image of what it looked like. I took a screenshot of it right here. I would not suggest going further because the station's dark as well, so it's not like it's got lighting. You're not supposed to really go down there. It's not supposed to be on the route, but it's there kind of thing. Obviously, if you guys did not know, or you've been sleeping under a rock, the West Coast Main Line South comes with 4 trains if you don't get a deluxe edition. Obviously, you get a Class 66, Class 72 stop, a converted Class 377-2 from the Dash 4, and a brand new train which we're currently in the 350-1. And then if you have the deluxe edition in the Goblin line, or if you get the special edition, which is also the Goblin line's included, you get the Class 390 Pendolino, which I absolutely love. It's an amazing train. Just one thing they need to fix is having AWS actually working. DSD works fine, everything else. They're going to implement GSMR functionality into it soon. And obviously the 710 itself, which a little patch from what I've seen in videos wise is obviously use third rail on the Watford DC. It still shows up with a pantograph on one of the screens with 25 kilovolts. But no biggies. The route itself, perfectly fine. There's a few instances where I've been flipping through the roof itself, but all you have to do is kind of just crouch and move forward. It's fine. Conductor mode, what you saw at the start of the video, for some reason the Euston to Tring or Tring to Euston services spawns you at the other side and not the actual station that you meant to start at. It's a bit annoying, but let's get ready for some tones as we go through Wembley Central. You know what, we're going to open the window as well. 350 found impeccable, sounds amazing. 390 also sounds amazing, sounds like real life. Compared to the Train Sim Classic versions, they're 1,000 times better. Just in sounds alone, models, hell of a lot better. The 72 stock, I feel like there's been a bit of an update when it comes to the model from Train Sim 2, but that could just be from lighting being updated in TSW5 itself. What else would I say right now? I'm trying to think of stuff that I had planned to say about this, but it's kind of gone out my head. Oh yeah, I was going to do a side-by-side comparison with all the stops from Queen's Park to Harrow and Weedleston. I would do Kilburn Park, but obviously it's not an official route, part of the route, and the station's pretty dark, so there's not really much point in doing that itself, which is fine. But yeah, apart from that, oh yeah, also conductor mode at the moment, you have to start it from the main menu, else the AI if you start it from like going from on foot on timetable mode, it does not, the AI doesn't quite like it, and I've noticed in some scenarios as well that the AI don't necessarily always turn their lights on for their interior lights. But that could just be a daytime thing, not necessarily everyone runs lights in the day. But yeah, by the looks of it, we are approaching Harrow and Weedleston. So in the stream I was kind of like, ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching Harrow and Weedleston. Please make sure you have all your belongings and make sure you mind the gap between the trains. Let them on edge. So yeah, was doing that every stop. Which are we looking at? We're looking at the left-hand side doors. So yeah, you just open that, and then you look at this, which is your guard key input. I like to turn it on before you get to the platform. Obviously making sure that you're going to be at the right side and not just open. Like I've done it a few times in the stream when I've just kind of guessed it and I went to the right side of the train when I should have gone on to the left, and vice versa. But yeah, Harrow and Wheelson, this obviously shares with the Overground and the Bakerloo line, obviously the terminus station of the Bakerloo line. So yeah, but yeah, obviously what you do, I like to open the door first, take a little glance at the platform, and then be known as in the game. Yeah, again, 15 seconds beforehand, I like to check the platform and close the doors. I can press it right. Just check once more. So my door's closing as well. I did that wrong, I was pressing the open door. And then basically just wait for my door to practically be closed, press that twice, and then we should get some tickets to check. So we've got 11 tickets now. So obviously they come up above their head if they've got a ticket or not. That needs to be checked. So yeah, so just casually just walk through the train. I like to do it quite slowly. However, because we're going up to Watford Junction, so you can just take your time. When it's like kind of a distance between platforms, you don't want to rush it, because obviously if you get one wrong, you're going to lose points, so you don't get that platinum in the end. But yeah, I always make sure to check just like these little corners, because you could just walk straight past them and not notice it. But yeah, Harrow Wheelston to Watford Junction, so that's correct. Perfect, thank you. One thing I'd like to see is if someone sat in first class with a standard class ticket. That would be good. Harrow Wheelston to Berkhamsted, that is correct. Make sure no one knows. Harrow Wheelston to Berkhamsted, that is correct, thank you sir. Harrow Wheelston to Hamel Hampstead, 14th, that's correct. Also just check there. Harrow Wheelston to Brink, correct. Yeah, again, check the corners. Luckily didn't have anyone this time. Yeah, just put that to the side. Harrow Wheelston to Leighton Buzzard. Yeah, that's correct. It's the correct date. But yeah, you don't want to kind of rush it, because obviously you can lose points. And here we go, this is one that's wrong. You probably automatically think, oh, they're just going Harrow and Wheelston to Bletchley. They got that. But you check the date, 9th of September. Today's journey is the 14th of September. So you go, sorry, this isn't valid on this train. You'd buy another ticket or jog on off at the next stop. So you just press that. So you get that correct. But yeah, we've got 3 more passengers, which I think I missed one towards the back. Harrow and Wheelston to Bletchley, correct. Harrow to Leighton Buzzard, correct. But yeah, that's just it. Harrow to Bletchley. That's all good. But yeah, obviously they can have one thing which I wish they changed is obviously they have correct date, correct station. So if you know, for example, you can get off at Harrow and Wheelston and you can get on the Bakerloo to like Maida Vale or to Piccadilly Circus, I've noticed those ones. You should be able to allow them in real life, but in the game you can't, which is, it's alright, like in the context, like it's on this service, so if this service was going northbound like we are to Bletchley, you can't do that. But if you're going southbound from like Bletchley to Maida Vale or Piccadilly Circus, like you'd get off at like Harrow and Wheelston or Queen's Park, and then you'd catch that train down to Maida Vale or Piccadilly Circus. But yeah, we are now approaching Bushey. We're about to go through Bushey, and then we'll be shortly arriving at Watford Junction, which is obviously the terminus station of the... My mind has gone blank. Lioness line. Yeah, my mind's only gone blank because I've been streaming all day and playing all day, and I've got Test Drive Solar Crown currently installing because my mate got it, and I'm like, you got it? And he's like, yeah, my mate brought it for me. I was like, could have got your mate to buy TSW5 in all fairness. You could have gave me the money, half of it for you. I don't mind. Oh, I'm only joking about that comment. Because, yeah, we game share with one another. So, I might have to keep... He's going to have to keep a TSW4 download, and I'm going to have to keep a TSW4 download. So, he needs to keep a TSW4 download for the TSW4 routes I have. And then he's got TSW5 for the routes that I'll end up getting, and this. And it's just like, okay. It's installed, it's quite fast. But anyway, Test Drive Solar Crown, that's going to be coming on the Twitch. In the description. Join the Discord in the description. And also, if you haven't already, drop a subscribe, drop a like, really helps the channel out. And put in the comments what you want to see in the future with Train Sim World. Obviously, we're going to have the compatible content coming soon. So we're going to do quite a lot on that, as well as the core game content. So we're going to basically, I want to record the rest of the scenarios I've got on West Coast Mainline, and then obviously I want to record a video driving the Pendolino, which I've already done, and the 350 as well, and Lioness Line. I'm fingers crossed hoping there's a scenario that comes with having the Goblin Line, because I'm surprised there isn't one with the 66 as is, or the Bakerloo. There's not the whole line, so I kind of get it with that. So anyway, we have arrived at Watford Junction. This time I'll remember to use that instead of pressing this over and over again. We got here, I'm assuming, 3 seconds late. No, we got here quite early actually. But yeah, we've got everything in Watford Junction, so I haven't got to worry about looking around. But yeah, I do love the Watford DC line. Also, I love the live map. If you guys don't know what the difference between live map 1, which is the old one, and TSW4 and TSW5 is, obviously, you can see the station platforms. Check your service, or as in this service, an AI service, arrived at instruction. Right, this one, it shows you what the next service is. And now signals, they also show you which way they're actually signalling. So this little arrow shows you the green is that way. This one shows you red is that way. I love it. So yeah, let's close the doors. Sure it's all clear, which it is. Close my one. And we'll get ready to press the buzzer in a second. Oh, that's actually interesting. Since I've closed the game, I have to actually wait for my door to close. Right, tickets. We've only got 2 on this one. Yeah, you're not necessarily going to get like 15, 20 tickets each time. It varies. PC, you can kind of change it through God mode. Check that in there. I don't think there was one behind us. No, they're going to be in the last carriage. Yeah, it's quite empty in this carriage. They all seem to be in that first one. Probably easier for them to get into. Yeah, they're in the last carriage. No one in first class. Yeah, like I said, I'd love to see like someone with a standard class ticket, because it does say if they're standard or first, sit in the first class seats. That would be cool. That would be actually nice to see. Hey there, buddy. Watford Junction to Bletchley. Perfect. Thank you. And hey there, buddy. Can I just see your ticket, please? Watford Junction to Hemel Hempstead. Yep. Please make sure you get off at the next station, buddy. Yeah, I also like sitting in the back. Kind of cool, just obviously you're not going to be necessary. You have to sit in the second driver's seat. It's nice in the day because you can see basically what's happening, but at the same time at night you can just kind of just look into the nothingness. So yeah, through the daytime I like sitting in the back, but in the at night time I like sitting in the front. But yeah, you can kind of just look around. There's 2 people sitting there. Gotta take a screenshot of that and post it in Discord. Yeah, you can still control your cameras like how you do with the trains themselves. The driver won't necessarily turn them on. Are we getting close to Hemel Hempstead? Yes, that's Kings Langley. I can't. No, we're not stopping at Hemel. Yeah, sometimes it kind of deletes us. Deletes a stop. So last one I did on the stream kind of was like, for example, I was at Hemel Hempstead. As soon as I left or got to Hemel Hempstead, it was saying next stop is Watford Junction, even though I was getting to Hemel Hempstead. It's obviously it's still kind of a brand new mode, so it's not the same as what was in the scenarios, but it virtually is kind of thing. But in the scenario, you could actually stop people from being in the door. But yeah, if that's the case and the stop basically just disappears, so for example if it said Berkhamsted instead, you can just check these passenger information screens just to basically be like, yeah, that's where your next stop is. Obviously it would be cool if you could fold these down and sit down on them, if you was like just riding along as a passenger. But yeah, it's good now because now you don't have to worry about, like, obviously it's not on every route. The only non-TS5 route that it's coming out on the compatible route is the Cross City line, so I'll definitely be doing a video on that, and maybe in that case they might bring out a scenario for it. I wish there was there's no scenarios yet for it on West Coast Main Line at least. I haven't checked the scenarios for the 390 go by. For the San Bernardino line and the Frankfurt Fulda line, if there's any for conductor mode. I think it's only a timetable mode feature at the moment, but fingers crossed with future routes, or maybe like DLC in the line for West Coast Main Line or Frankfurt Fulda and San Bernardino, there may be scenarios for it. What we got passing us? We got a 390 passing us. We gotta get a picture of that. Also, another thing I love, I don't want to get our trains like that. This is going to be the thumbnail, you know. Can I move? Go kind of like this. Also, one thing they need to update is if you go in photo mode and conductor mode, you still get the time at the bottom. Right, what I'm going to do is add a bit of exposure, a bit of saturation, a bit of vignette, lower the brightness just a little, and that's perfect. That's perfect. I've took so many pictures today, but yeah, you can advance time. I wish there was an option to reverse it, but yeah, you know what you call that in real life? Sleeping. That's all there is. I believe we are getting to Hemel Hempstead because we are slowing down. Hemel Hempstead is just here. But yeah, it's nice because beforehand you kind of had to guess, unless you knew the route off by heart. With Live Map 2.0, you can just do that. Obviously, there's one thing I want to check as well on the forums, because I've kind of forgot, is if you can route hop between Goblin Line as well as, I believe, should be able to. I'll check after we complete the next stop. But yeah, I'll check after I complete the next stop. Sorry I went quiet then for a second. I just thought my head was going to go a bit doolally. Just laying back, so I'm just going to sit forward a little bit for a minute. But yeah, we're going to stand up, and ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at Hampstead. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge, and if you're departing us here, please remember all your belongings and have an amazing evening. Thank you for riding with London North Western Railway. That's basically all you have to say in real life. Got about 40 seconds, and I found myself a scarf. Well, you stood there, pointed it out for me, buddy. Thank you. Was this the station that I forgot to pick one up? Or was that Bushy? Yeah, I was doing a stream earlier in conductor mode. Or just on the route in general. And I came along, and I was like, I knew I walked past something. And it was right by the door. I do hate that thing, though, when they just knock you kind of just that little bit. Oh, we're good. Lock our door. Just wait for the door to shut. And we're good to go. So now you see we've got 13 tickets to check, so it does vary. Hammer Hampstead to Leighton Buzzard on the 14th of September. Thank you, Hammer Hampstead to Tring. Thank you, 14th of September. Hey there, buddy. Hammer Hampstead, Tring, 14th. Hammer Hampstead to Berkhamsted. Make sure you get off at the next station, please, then, buddy. That's our next station, cool. Hammer Hampstead to Tring, 14th, correct. I believe we're going to have the majority of them in here. 14th, Tring, Hammer Hampstead, yeah. Bletchley, 14th, correct. Hammer Hampstead, that's incorrect. Date, please buy a new ticket. Hammer Hampstead, 14th, Berkhamsted, correct. Hammer Hampstead, Tring, 14th, correct. No one sat there, that's alright. I'm Hampstead to Watford Junction. Hey buddy, you got on the wrong train. You need to be at the platform, was it platform 4? On this service just coming in. So you just missed it, buddy. Gotta wait for the next train. Or buy a new ticket to go back down there. I'm on Hampstead to Berkhamsted. Next stop is Berkhamsted, so please depart. Next station, buddy. I'll wait to check here. If they're in the last carriage. And I do miss them at some points, like they might be in the first carriage that I was in, which I've got a feeling they were. Which I think they were. Do a quick check. Yeah, they can't be in the first carriage. I'm a bit stupid sometimes. I do go a bit blind and not noticing them. But it does not pop up sometimes. I'm Hampstead to Preston, so yeah, this is what I mean. That's a station that is not on the route. So, sorry, this isn't valid on this train. You'll need to buy a new ticket or get off the next stop. Because sometimes you can actually go via another station. But obviously that's further. I get why it's not on the actual route. But if, like, for example, you could get a ticket to Kilburn Park, it's, in theory, it's kind of on the route. It's here. But obviously it's unfinished down here. Yeah, next stop is Berkhamsted, so we're just approaching Berkhamsted right now in all fairness. What we're going to do though is we're not going to sit with the driver, do it by the driver this time. We're going to do it at the back of the train. So obviously you can do it in any coach. You've got these, and you just basically do it the same in all fairness. There's not much difference. Just you either do it on one side or the other, or in a different carriage. I generally like to do it at the front or the back of the train, just because then you don't have to, like if you're in the middle, Like for example, you're here, you open it, you have to step out, you have to look that side, and then you have to look this side. Whereas if you're in the bag, you just have to look basically just straight in front of you. Platform we're going to be on the left. So I'm going to put that in. Ladies and gentlemen, we're approaching Berkhamsted. If you're leaving us here, please mind gap between the train and platform edge, please. And also, remember to take your belongings. Thank you for riding with London North Western. Have a great evening. Imagine if you could use like the press that and it actually plays like what station you're at. That would be cool. Obviously up here it's still NWR current version of their route, their services that they run. The West Midland Railway and all the different lines they run. Going from look through. Let's have a look. So obviously they've got the St Albans branch. Their services run up to Tring, Milton Keynes, up to Crewe, via Birmingham New Street. Obviously the Walsall to Birmingham International line, the Walsall to Wolverhampton line, and then their services up to Liverpool on Street as well, and then the Trent Valley line. That goes to Crewe via Trent Valley line, and only Crewe. So Trent platform edge, all clear. Then check again, just whilst the train's closing, all clear. No, meant to do that. Give it a second and we'll press the buzzer. And yeah, what else you're meant to do is normally you keep that open until you leave the end of the platform, and then you can go check your tickets. The next stop is Tring, which should be the next station. No, it's not, is it? It's later on, isn't it? Oh no, it is next station. Yeah, as we've left the platform edge, we can go check tickets. Berkhamsted to Leighton Buzzard for the 14th of September, that is correct. Hey there buddy, Berkhamsted to Fleet for the 14th of September, yet again correct. Berkhamsted to Tring, please make sure you get off the next station. Berkhamsted to Leighton Buzzard, correct. Make sure there's no one back here, we've only got one more. One thing I have noticed, which is a bit of a pain when it comes to conductor mode, the FPS does drop randomly, and that's only in conductor mode. When you're actually driving a train, you don't get FPS drops in any of these times, at the time of any of these I've checked. Just in conductor mode. I don't know if it's the same with Frankfurt Fulda or the San Bernardino line, but the West Coast main line at the moment it is like it. And just to reiterate, I am on PS5. And here you go. Right by the driver. Berkhamsted to Leighton Buzzard, 14th of September, correct. We're going to sit back up with the driver. Probably not for long, actually. About a minute or two. But yeah, if you guys have played TSW5, how do you feel about it? Good? Bad? I love it. I've played it literally for 10 hours. 10 hours in one day, at least. Probably 12. Because when I started streaming, I had 4 hours on the game already, and hasn't updated. Did 9 hours of stream, and this will take another hour. it looks like we are approaching Tring now. Left hand side. Probably going to be the right. It could be either, but I'm going to say the right hand side with how we're looking. Let's see. It depends on if we go right now. No, we're going to be on the left hand side, aren't we? Left hand side, yeah. Nice and easy. Door key in. Door key. That's in the 350. 323, not the 350. Because you put it in the door key up on the top left in the cab. But obviously you've got the guard panel, so you won't need that necessarily. Unless you literally just can open it from the back. Got 390 passing by. I love the 390, man. Such a great train. Sometime today, please. Thank you. 2 minutes here. Or a minute and a bit. I think I've got everything here at Tring. I went through some of these stations extensively to get everything. I probably have missed one of the scarves that's probably like hidden behind one of these somewhere, and I've just like not looked that way, you know. Or that could be anywhere. Just like right there. Obviously didn't go through it properly. Very good job then. No posters. Right, let's get back to power. I thought that was a route map. Generally did, but there's literally nothing on it either side, which is really strange. Yep, just gonna keep an eye on the train, make sure there's no problems. Hey buddy, can you just move aside please? Same with you there, you need to either get on board or go past the yellow line because I want to. Close my tickets, close my door and make it safe for the train to leave, buddy. Make sure you have to click. Apart from this guy here. Yeah, at least now we can... Press that twice. So now, yep, we've got 18 tickets checked. Tring to Bletchley on the 14th. That's correct. No one else back here. Tring to Leighton Buzzard, next stop. Tring to Leighton Buzzard, next stop. Tring to Leighton Buzzard, next stop. Next stop. Oh, you're there. Tring to Bletchley, thank you. Tring to Leighton Buzzard, thank you. Anyone? There, no. Tring to Leighton Buzzard, next stop. Make sure no one's here. But yeah, I like it, the fact that they actually... Sorry, this isn't valid on this train, thank you. Like, this is a late-ish service, and they're actually not like a full train because that's what it kind of mimic like what it is in real life. But obviously, I've been on a... What service have I been on that one's late? Apart from to Derby. Because Derby's ram-packed even for the last train. That goes to Nottingham from Birmingham. Northampton to Coventry, that was empty. Once. Like completely dead. Well, I wouldn't say completely dead, there's like 20 people on the whole train in total. Last one. There. They're not back here. Take one last walk through the train. But yeah, I love the route. Obviously, there's part of me that wishes that it was longer, but I understand why it's not as long. especially when it comes for Generation 8 players. That's probably the case. But at the same time, you've got to wonder why I'm not having a go at Dovetail, but you've got to wonder why sometimes if they're having to cut services off of routes, like playable actual like timetable services, what's that meant to mean? Like they're gonna try to keep it on the whole long run for last gen, on Gen 8. Like, I think easily if Generation 8 wasn't on TSW5, the route could be longer. In all fairness, it could easily be longer. Like, you think about it, what the routes that are well known that are reduced timetables that are English, not Scottish. East Coast Main Line, that's reduced, there's only 4 stations there. If you reduce, you can only do the 66 and 710, and the 801. Whereas on the full timetable, you can do the HST, Midland Main Line, the 158, the 66, the 801, and also Flying Scotsman. I think you can do them reduced as well, but you can do Flying Scotsman as well as the Class 700. You've got 6 trains on that you can do timetable mode, whereas you've got 3 that you can do on the reduced one. And then Southeastern High Speed. I can't remember what trains you can use for that. I'll pull it up here, what trains is on the reduced version, but you think about it, they're both long routes that have reduced timetables. This is 50 miles. I can't remember how long Southeastern High Speed is in total. It's 89 miles for Southeastern High Speed. 80-ish. Like there, again. But this is 50 with 28 stations. East Coast Main Line has 4. And Southeastern High Speed is 89 miles. And you've got 4 trains on it. I don't know how many stations there is in total. I can just double check. Southeastern High Speed TSW4 route. So, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 stations in Southeastern High Speed. But I guess you got what, 28 on here. That's including mainline, what we're currently on. And then overground and underground, which are both on the same line basically, apart from the overground one has a few stations for Queen's Park. But even then, with it, like, you're not going to have 72 stop on timetable mode. You can spawn it in, yes, but you can't use it on timetable mode. You don't have freight services, as well as I think the 377. This one was TSW4, TSW5 table, PS4. But yeah, let me just sort out us in this station first, and I'll see how many, what services you can't actually run. I know freight and 72 stocks for definite. They put it in the Discord there for the amended timetable in the train sim community for the Gen 8, so for PS4 and Xbox. Let me just open up these doors and we'll get to it at Leighton Buzzard. We've got a minute and a half here anyway, so we can check. And then we'll be calling at Bletchley, which is our final station in this video. Photo. Access launch findings. West Coast Main Line, Preston to Carlisle. I cannot wait for that route. I think that route's going to be great. Where was it that had the timetables? For West Coast Main Line. There we go. Gen 8 timetables would consist with the 350, the 377 and 390. If you're missing out on freight, 72 stock, 710. Two of them being one of the selling points of that section, the overground section, being the selling point, one of the part of the selling points as well, that you've got the full Watford DC. And you cannot run it in timetable mode on PS4 and Xbox One. You got to say something about it, and also the timetable itself on PC and Gen 9. Like in total, you got 65 services for the 710, whereas they're every 15 minutes in real life, coming out of each end. So yeah, there's a rant over. Leighton Buzzards, but actually let's just focus on getting these tickets over. That's the only real rant I have. It's why support a generation of consoles which is barely struggling to run the game and not prioritise the current generation, which is far more superior when it comes to performance, as well as it's also holding back the Generation 9 version as well. Like you think, oh yeah, they're two separate versions of the game. In theory they are, but they're not at the same time. Like the foundations for them are exactly the same, and it's probably why, even for PC, like they could probably be in an Unreal 5 right now if it weren't for PS4 and Xbox One. They generally could, but they can't because of them still supporting it. And obviously, yeah, it's a big change, not everything's going to be compatible, but it would be over time. But at the same time, I'd love the longer routes because of Gen 9 being that more powerful. But we can't have that because we've still got Gen 8. But no, apart from that, I love the game. There's a few bugs, but there's not too many. But I love conductor mode. I love the 390, the 350, West Coast Main Line South. They're amazing trains. Frankfurt Fulda, I'm going to try tomorrow. Same with the Felix. Well, today, as we've recorded this on the, 14th? 14th. Because, yeah, I've got to look for a reason. I didn't just get it. Secretly, I just got it for the Pendley, and the early access. Checking, didn't just get it for that. Yeah. With my rant over about last gen is there, I'll probably end up doing a effing review of the West Coast Mainline South, and obviously the whole game as a general after a week of playing it. Actually, I should do one. The early access thoughts of it, really, and upload that for Tuesday, just before the first update comes out. So there's obviously going to be an update, as well as downloading all the content and the full release coming out. But yeah, we're slowly approaching Bletchley. Bletchley's just here. But yeah, when we get there, you basically just open doors and you just basically wait for them to lock. Well, you have to lock them as well to do that. There's one thing that I don't quite like about Bakerloo services. That's one thing I hate about. So in TSW4, when it was originally released, for example, if you go from like Stonebridge to Queen's Park or Harrow and Wiggleston to Queen's Park, in the timetable, so obviously when you do this, also, I love this by the way, they're going to update it so you don't have the speed, the incline, and also the PCB thing, that red thing. In theory, they could just do with getting rid of it and just having a little how many tickets you got, and maybe just like a distance to the next stop. Also, I'd love for them to add timings of what time it should be at the next stop, or you should be estimating to be there, because obviously then you can see there. But yeah, we're doing 2 Bravo 59 by the way. That's one thing I'd love for them to do, is add timings. 11WR, so Brandon, it's not a biggie. PIS still says they're LMWR. People have already made their LMWR liveries in the Creators Club, so apart from scenarios and conductor mode, you can't really select it, but apart from that, yeah, the game's amazing from what I've played so far in West Coast Mainline, so I've really been enjoying it for that. The route itself is really good. Maybe FPS drops randomly at some times when it comes to West Coast Mainline itself, which can be a bit annoying. Then it's out the blue. Like when you driving, the only real one that kind of just drops your frames, or place that does, is by the Intercity depot at Wembley. So apart from that, it's just random points. Like we're sitting at 19 FPS at the moment. Like it's smooth. Like when you're looking at the track, it's not a big deal. But when you're obviously looking around, that's when you notice it. But yeah, what I normally do is just pause, and then occasionally it takes a while to come back up. But I think it's just obviously just some optimization kind of stuff that they need to do. Obviously, you think about it, for a feature itself, it's only just become full-fledged and not a scenario thing in, what was it? Newest US route. That wasn't, that was the last US route on the TSW4 and Glossop line. They're the only times that they've done conductor mode or a scenario like this. So obviously it's just a scenario, so it won't. It's full-fledged, but give them time, they'll sort it out. With the frame rate in general, lighting as well, that'll get better. But yeah, we're approaching Bletchley now, so F1. Gonna put chuck in our key. Chuck in this key. We'll get ready to open the local door. You also have to sound off the buzzer as well when you close the doors, ready for the driver to do what they're doing afterwards. But yeah, everyone, thank you for watching this. Listening to that little rant as well about Gen 8 and a little bit on the timetable. Timetable in itself isn't too bad, I guess. Like, there's a lot of timetables stuff in general. It'll take you a while to complete it all. Yeah, thank you all for watching this, and for all the subscriptions, and I'll see you all in the next one. Doodles.